Hey everybody, Economic Ninja here. I hope you are doing well. Hey everybody, how you doing? We're going to talk about something that I've been warning about forever, but it's going to get very, very serious. We've been talking about the bird flu. We're not going to talk about that specifically right now, but I got a great article. I'm going to put it in the description below, and it's on food shortages. Now guys, we've just seen President Biden come out and talk about food shortages and that they are coming. They're gonna put the boogeyman on it. That boogeyman right now is Russian sanctions. But what they're not telling you is because of policy decisions they've made, they are going to, in my opinion, smoke you out. And there are very serious things happening. You haven't seen the mainstream media really talk about this chicken issue, the bird flu, but it is a very real thing. It is going to lead to us having less poultry meat to eat, as well as eggs. And I'm not joking. You are going to see inflation if this gets worse. When powdered eggs and eggs become hard to get, these large conglomerates that make prepackaged foods are not going to care about how much it costs. Of course, I started making a video and all the guys with Jake brakes come by. Hopefully you guys can hear this stuff. That's when everybody rolls through with the Jake brakes. Yeah, it never fails. But guys, I don't think people realize this. See, these large companies that make all this prepackaged food, they don't care how much it costs because in the grand scheme of things, it's either shorten their margins by very little or go out of business and not make prepackaged foods. That's gonna cause inflation to explode. But I have this story. It's here are the groceries you might be missing on storage or store shelves due to food shortages in 2022. Now, besides Biden warning about the food shortages, we just saw whatever that tool is up in Canada that runs the country right now that shouldn't be in place because he is, hey, he's not a leader. He shouldn't be there. So to everyone in Canada, I apologize. I feel bad for you, but that's okay. We got one of those too. All right, so they give here, obviously, the Russia and Ukraine story. But then they start breaking down a couple of things. So grocery store shortages, current food shortages, meat and poultry, we got that. We've been talking about that for quite some time. They're blaming this due to several factors, with manufacturing plant labor shortages causing most of the issues. Beef will likely see the most shortages because work in beef plants is more labor intensive, all right? It's so hard to do videos sometimes. You're pressed for time. Dairy may be in short supply this year. A combination of expensive crops to feed livestock and chickens combined with high transportation costs. Remember, we've got fuel going up. And storages of packaging material, especially plastics, may cause dairy shortages at your local supermarket. Guys, we saw this in 2020 when it wasn't the material, the food shortage, it was literally the packaging that caused the inability for suppliers to get certain food products to the market. So that's happening again. So as a result, you may have fewer options in terms of your usual purchase of milk, cheese, yogurt, and other dairy items. Let's see here. Okay, they talk about vegans. Plant-based proteins may be in short supply this year. They're talking about the supply chain, they're talking about that. These are plant-based products like tofu, almond milk, soy-based cheeses, and etc. They've already seen shortages, but plant-based saw a huge rise in demand as animal meat processors were forced to shut down operations. And so this is something that I've been speaking about as well, how important it is to realize that, sure, I'm not a meat eater, so I'm a vegan and it's not going to affect me. Well, no, it actually is, because as humans have the inability to source the foods they like, they're going to go after this source of foods that they can get because they're not going to starve. Another thing, we may see shortages of fruits, vegetables, and other goods made with produce. The reason why, we have crop failures. Quite frankly, absolutely scary crop failures that are going on. And this is everything from drought, severe drought. Cue the Jake brake. Ooh, why thank you. We have severe drought, but we also have very serious situation with the fertilizer. fertilizer shipments coming out of Russia, or materials for fertilizer, are going to put a hampering on our ability to get fertilizer. And honestly, in this day and age, I can't get over how insane some people are, that they're so close-minded. They go, well, we don't need all that fertilizer from Russia, we can make it here. And I'm like, no, that literally doesn't work that way. Because what's gonna happen is whoever here makes it is going to sell it to the highest bidder. And that is what is gonna happen. All around the world, people are finding shortages. Governments, banks, and human beings are going to find what they need to survive, and they're gonna get it any and all costs. We are about to experience, quite frankly, quite possibly, the collapse of Amazon, not only because they might be unionizing, and that's gonna bring a situation, totally different situation that they're used to, but if you think about it, people are gonna stop buying crap, and they're gonna start moving into survival mode. People only have so much money. We just saw the other day where FedEx announced that they're cutting salaries for certain employees. And that's not a good thing to do. So what I want you to do, and I think it's so important to share these videos, because it will get worse if we don't prepare now. There's only so much we can do to prepare, but the thing is what you don't want to see is a panic move to start buying up food. We saw that with toilet paper. For some reason, we saw it with toilet paper. It's, I guess everybody went to go eat spicy food one day and just decided to buy up all the toilet paper. But now you got to see 2 years ago what it's like when a panic ensues. And I quite frankly believe in the next 120 days to maximum 6 months from now, we are going to see an all-out panic to buy food. And here's another thing too. Price controls and quantity controls are going to be put in place if it gets bad. I want you to think about that now. I want NinjaNation to be prepared and not scared. If you've made it to the end of this video, can you please do me a huge favor and hashtag food shortages 2022 in this video, so that we can get this message out even more to a broader audience. As you share it, more people, when you sow, you reap. And sometimes when you sow information and you get it out there, more information comes back to you. All right, guys, that being said, I thank you so much. The Economic Ninja is out. And now, since I turned the camera around, I'm gonna awkwardly just walk back here and turn it off. See you guys.